Hello everyone and welcome to a June readathon wrap-up. This one is for June by the Days, hosted by Discord on Bridge for Books. The link will be in the description box for this. So for June by the Days, I have 9 prompts. So it was kind of like a bingo card. I got 8 out of the 9. I missed by 1 book for getting a blackout, but I still feel like I did pretty dang good. So let's get into the prompts and what I read. Prompt number 1 was Nail Polish Day. This is to read a book with hands or feet in the title or on the cover. For this one, I went with Wild Seed by Octavia E. Butler. I gave this one 3 stars. It was 298 pages. As you can see from this, there is a person standing there and she's got her hands out. So, and obviously you can see she's got feet on the cover. But yeah, so I'm going with this one. I would say this is a historical fantasy fiction, and there's this one guy who has lived for hundreds upon hundreds of years, and in order to keep living, he has to kill someone, and then his spirit inhabits that person's body, and it's just a cycle that continues. The woman that lives for hundreds and hundreds of years, she just lives for hundreds of years. She doesn't have to kill, she just lives. Family is very, very important to her. He wants to create this basically super being of existence. This is before the slavery stuff happens, and then during as well. The interesting thing with the female is that she can transform herself into like a dolphin and birds and things like that. So she is able to do that. That is a cool power. Prompt number 2 is to leave work early day, and this is to read a book that heavily features the workplace. I went with Halloween Kismet. This is a monstrous mistake romance, and this is a romance between a human who is a librarian and a dragon, or a shapeshifter who is turning into a dragon. That's all I'm going to say about that, because that will enter spoiler territory if we say more. But he has some questions, wants to find answers. They go to her workplace in the library. This is a very sexually explicit book, and some of the sex is in the library, and things catch on fire, literally. So, but yes, the library is heavily featured in this. So that's what I went with. And this was written by Nikki, Lobelia. The other workplace that I would say is heavily featured is a bar. Now, granted, the characters don't work in the bar, but they have basically a friend that works at the bar, and so we're at his workplace setting. So it's still a workplace. It's not the main character's workplace, but it is still a workplace. I gave this one 3 stars, and it was 73 pages. Prompt number 3 is to hug your cat or dog day, and this is to read a book with a cat on the cover. Or no, hug your cat day, not dog. Cat or dog. It's just hug your cat day. To read a book with a cat on the cover or a cat featured in the book. I went with A Letter to 3 Witches for this one. There is a cat heavily featured in this. The cat is a familiar to someone who is like a family member to the main character that we're following. And the cat is used, I'll say that. And then is able to start communicating with the main character. This is a fantasy romance. It is a sweet romance, so there's nothing sexually explicit in this. And we're following this lady as she is trying to figure out what this letter from someone that she grew up like a sister with, who was adopted, what this letter means, and who is it that's losing someone that they loved. You're going to be hearing my cat, Ophelia, and my mom's dog, Georgie, kind of go back and forth. He's wanting to play, she does not. So you might be hearing them in the background. Anyway, they have an ancestor that did something not so great, and so for generations they have been banned from practicing their magic. Well, this stress is starting to make things bubble up, and they don't know how to control it because they haven't been taught how to handle their magic, and chaos ensues. Okay, so Letter to 3 Witches, this is written by Elizabeth Bass. I gave this 4 stars. It was 292 pages. Prompt number 4 is Eyewear Day. This is to read a book with glasses or sunnies, I guess is what they're called outside of the US. In here, I call them sunglasses. So sunnies or sunglasses or glasses on the cover. For this one, I went with my Senor Grumpylicious by Luna Stone. I have deleted this one from my Kindle, so I have unhauled it. I gave it 1 star, 238 pages. It was just a little too choppy for my liking as far as the writing style goes. It was just too choppy. So not my type of style that I liked. A romance, and I just kind of ended up skimming through it, so I don't know how sexually explicit it got or anything. Basically, this gal takes this opportunity with school to go and study abroad in, I believe it was Spain. That's all I can tell you. Prompt number, it was 238 pages. I don't know if I said that. Anyway, prompt number 5 is Donut Day. This is to read a book with donuts on the cover, in the title, or a bakery or a baker that is heavily featured. This is the one I did not get to. Prompt number 6 is Seashell Day. This is to read a beach read, whatever you think of as a beach read. For me, it's anything, specifically if it is a short book. So I went with Halloween Bang, gave this one 3 stars. It was 127 pages by S.F. Riley. This one is a Monstrous Mistake collection book, and I believe this one is a purple alien for the monster. Sexually explicit, and it's just a monster romance. So prompt number 7 is Barcode Day. This is to read a book that you last borrowed or bought. I went with one that fits both of those, Real Men Knit. I borrowed this one from my library, finally read it, loved it so much, loved the writing, and I gave this one 4 stars, 319 pages. This one we're following, there's 4 brothers. We're following one of them. The biggest theme in this is grief, because this woman that adopted them, so their mother, has passed away, and she owned a knit shop, and he wants to step up to the plate. He's been known as a flake. He wants to step up and not let this knit shop die with their mother type of a situation. So grief is a lot about this. I know there is a second book out, and I'm hoping there will be a total of 4. But it was fun. This was written by Kwana Jackson, so I borrowed this from the library, loved it so much, bought myself a copy. So definitely fulfills both parts of that. Prompt number 8 is Social Media Day, and this is to read a book that was added to your TBR because of social media. So this book was added to my TBR due to YouTube and Discord. This mostly because of YouTube. So there was Camp Season-a-thon, and one of the hosts, the group book for, I think it was Rainbow Cabin, I'm blanking now, which is the team that I decided to join. The group book was Wish You Weren't Here by Erin Baldwin. And so I read it because of social media. This is a young adult sapphic romance that takes place during summer at a summer camp. Very sweet book. I gave this 4 stars. It was 296 pages. I really enjoyed this one. Next up we have Father's Day, and this was to read a book with a father character heavily featured. I read That's Not My Name by Megan Lally, which I have right here. With this one is a young adult horror, and we have 2 POVs. One is a young man. He talks a lot about his 2 dads, so that's how I say that part is heavily featured. However, we also have this young girl teenager, who ends up not knowing who she is, where she is, so she has amnesia. This man shows up claiming to be her father. So, and is able to provide a birth certificate and things like that. And it just goes from there. And there's a twist at the very end that I was not expecting. So I love this one. 5 stars, 290 pages. I love it when it's a twist that it's like, I think I've got it figured out, and it's like, okay, it's either this or this is going to happen, and then it's something completely different. I love it when that happens. So That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. And fun fact, this is actually a debut for this author. So I'm really excited to see how this author's writing continues on that. So that is it. Those are the 8 books that I read for the June by the Days, hosted by Bridge for Books on Discord. That is 1,933 pages read. So divided by 8 books, it is 241.63 pages per book. If I divide the 1933 by the 30 days in June, it is 64.43 pages per day read. As far as my stars, I have 1 star, 1 1 star, 3 3 stars, 3 4 stars, and 1 5 stars. So 27 stars issued for this readathon. Divided by the 8 books, that's a 3.375 star average. So a little bit lower, but that's just what it worked out to be. So let me know, did you participate in June by the Days? Have you read any of these books? Let me know. Talk to me in the comment section below. And until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.